Just ahead on CTV News, a summer-like heat wave is headed to the DMV region, and
at the end of last week, a man went on a shooting spree here in northern Prince George's County and made a stop right here at 67th and Patterson. I'll have that story coming up on CTV News.
Plus, Chairman of the Prince George's County Planning Board, Darryl Barnes, abruptly resigns following misconduct allegations. These stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for Monday, May 18th. I'm Jonathan Hunter.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news tonight, get ready to crank up the ACs. The first heat wave of the year is underway. Temperatures reached as high as 96 degrees this afternoon. Tomorrow and Wednesday is expected to be just as hot, staying in the mid-90s. And officials advise residents to prepare for the heat by staying hydrated, checking home AC units now before an outage, and limiting outdoor activity during peak afternoon temperatures. The good news is showers are heading this way Wednesday afternoon to cool us down. However, those showers might throw a wrench in your Memorial Day weekend plans. Now turning to the investigation into multiple shootings that happened on Friday that's led to an arrest.
In addition to the shootings, the suspect also has been charged with carjacking. CTV's Brandon Williams joins us with more details about last week's violent shooting spree.
That's right, Michaela and Jonathan. Prince George's County Police have that suspect from that spree of shootings this past Friday in custody. He has been identified as 68-year-old Larry James Simpson, and he's being charged with 66 offenses. Now, per the investigation, around 2:30 Friday afternoon, officers received a call about a man pointing a long gun out of his car window. The shooting spree started in College Park and ended in the Greenbelt area. Simpson fired shots at numerous people, sending 2 victims to the hospital. In addition, Simpson also carjacked 2 vehicles and attempted a third carjacking on Edmonston Road. An off-duty police officer had been following Simpson in his personal car through all the shooting and carjacking incidents. Simpson shot at the officer in Greenbelt and was apprehended shortly after, thanks to the efforts of a few law enforcement agencies around the county. County Police Chief George Nader said because of quick action and cooperation from the community and multiple agencies, Simpson was apprehended swiftly.
The individual exited his vehicle, fired shots at the off-duty Prince George's County police officer. At that time, U.S. Park police officers arrived on scene. The individual pointed the weapon at them. We believed that he was out of bullets. At that time, he dropped the weapon and was taken into custody.
And Simpson did receive treatment at a hospital for the injuries he sustained during these incidents, and he is now in custody at the Department of Corrections. He's also being charged with 16 counts of attempted first-degree and second-degree murder and other related charges. In Riverdale, Brandon Williams for CTV News. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Brandon, for that story. Simpson was waiting for a bond hearing today, but the defense attorney waived it. He will remain in jail under a no bond status. The investigation is still ongoing, and CTV News will keep you updated when more information becomes available.
Meanwhile, a man was found shot to death inside of a Prince George's County apartment early this morning. Officers responded to a call around 2:45 at the 3500 block of Terrace Drive for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they found a man inside the apartment suffering from a gunshot wound. He was then taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. The person's identity has not yet been released.
And Darryl Barnes has resigned from his position as chair of the Prince George's County Planning Board. This comes after the Baltimore Banner reported a complaint was filed against Barnes, alleging he engaged in misconduct. The complaint accuses him of pushing the Planning Commission to hire his sister, promoting members of his own business network for government contracts, and requesting expensive box seats at Capital One Arena. Barnes has denied all the allegations. He says he resigned because he does not want the investigation to be a distraction from the work of Park and Planning. We did reach out to Park and Planning for comment, and they sent CTV News this statement that reads in part, "For nearly a century, the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission has operated with a clear commitment to public service, stewardship, and integrity. The public can expect the high-quality services provided by the Commission to continue without interruption."
The County Council Chair is working to stop more convenience stores from coming to her district. Chris Oriatha is sponsoring CR 38, which would put a one-year moratorium on building and expanding convenience shops in District 7. If the resolution passes, it would include a quality of life study on the impact these types of businesses would have on her district.
We are saying stop it now. Not one more permit is going to be issued in District 7 for these tobacco shops that are disguising themselves as convenience stores, as market, at food and beverage. We're saying you're not going to be able to come into District 7.
And this resolution is part of Oriatha's community beautification package she introduced earlier this week. And Maryland election officials say thousands of voters will receive replacement primary ballots after some mail-in voters were sent the wrong party's ballot due to a vendor error. The State Board of Elections says while many voters likely received the correct ballot, all affected mail-in voters who requested ballots before May 14th will be sent new ones to avoid any confusion ahead of the June primary. Officials say voters who requested downloadable ballots were not impacted, and the Board of Elections is working to notify voters and answer questions as replacement ballots are mailed out.
Senate President Bill Ferguson picked up a big endorsement from CASA, the immigrant rights organization. CASA's policy director, Katherine Jackson, says when looking at the totality of Ferguson's record, he is the right leader. Jackson pointed to the passage of the Community Trust Act, the Data Privacy Act, as reasons to endorse the Senate president. Ferguson thanked CASA for the endorsement, saying it was important to protect immigrant families due to the Trump administration's policies. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Jonathan Hunter.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come.
A new set of county seniors have officially finished high school. I'm Katara Jones. I'll introduce you to them coming up on CTV News.
This is a journey no family ever expects to take. I know because my family has been where you are now. We all asked ourselves the same question. Why us? I wish we could give you the answer. In our hardest moments, we found there was a whole community of support waiting for us. Holding each other for the bad news and the good. So please, let this house remind you how loved you are and how strong you are. With all our love, from one Ronald McDonald House family who stayed to another.
From the tiniest creature to the mightiest giant, every species shapes our world. Bees pollinate the plants that feed us. Elephants carve paths that keep forests healthy. Coral reefs protect coastlines and marine life. When wildlife flourishes, so do we. A healthy, natural world gives us clean air, water, and food. It helps us recover from disasters and fight diseases. Nature's impact is powerful, but it's fragile, and we all have a role to play in keeping it strong. A person, a community, a movement. Together, we have the power to protect wildlife, restore habitats, and build a sustainable future. Let's protect our planet, our future, our home. Find out how at wwf.earth/species.
Welcome back. Excitement is in the air as another set of the county seniors received their high school diplomas this morning.
And Largo High School held its graduation ceremony at Showplace Arena today. CTV's Katera Jones is inside the ceremony where loved ones came out to celebrate the new graduates.
After years of hard work and dedication, the seniors of Largo High School can now call themselves high school graduates.
I'm feeling very happy right now.
It's graduation season for the Prince George's County public school system. And today, more than 280 seniors from Largo High School walked across the stage this morning. One of those students is Christopher Amara, who will leave Largo High with a stellar 3.9 GPA and has plans to attend George Mason University this fall.
It was just yesterday. I was a freshman here because I've been to every graduation since my freshman year. And now that's finally my turn. It's honestly insane that I've made it to this milestone.
Family and friends packed Showplace Arena to cheer on their beloved graduate. For the Elliott family, it was double the celebration as twin sisters Ashley and Taylor mark another milestone together, receiving their high school diplomas.
I think it's pretty great. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, and I think it's great to graduate with my sister.
Yeah, and how do you feel graduating with your twin sister?
Wow, this is incredible. I feel really happy about it, and honestly, this is incredible.
After this graduation ceremony, the seniors of Parkdale High School will also walk across the stage later this afternoon. Katera Jones, CTV News.
And you can really tell they had a great time.
Yeah.
For sure. And we want to congratulate the class of 2026. A shooting Friday caused 8 schools in the county to go on lockdown. According to police, officers responded to a report of a shooter after multiple shots were heard in different locations. That includes 67th Avenue and Patterson Street in Riverdale. 2 people were taken to the hospital with injuries, with one of them being critical. The suspect is in custody. Police say they're not looking for anyone else.
ATU Local 689 is condemning a new policy change by WMATA that would require bus operators to quote fares to all riders, including fare evaders. The union says the move reverses a long-standing safety policy that helped reduce assaults on drivers. Union leaders say fare disputes often lead to violence against operators and accuse WMATA General Manager Randy Clark of ignoring safety concerns. The new policy is set to take effect May 24th. And ATU Local 689 says it has already filed a grievance and plans to continue fighting the decision.
The ones that have been around have the same feeling that I have. We've been down this road, and it removes us away from harm's way. Because any event, someone gets on a bus, I quote the fare to them. They feel embarrassed or they feel angry or upset. Now all the anger and frustration is directed on me. I'm left out there to fend for myself.
Meanwhile, Wilson says that they are reaching out to their allies and members of the WMATA board to further express their concerns. And currently, if a person comes on a bus and doesn't pay the fare, the bus drivers are trained to keep moving.
New data shows traffic deaths in Maryland are declining. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, they fell to record lows in 2025. It's estimated there were more than 36,000 deaths last year, which is a 6.7% decline from 2024. The decline in the state followed a nationwide trend. Across the country in 2025, there were 1.10 deaths per 100 million vehicle miles traveled. That's the lowest rate in recorded history.
There's a new champion at the Preakness Stakes after a dramatic finish at Laurel Park. Preakness Stakes winner Napoleon Solo surged past the competition down the stretch to capture the second leg of horse racing's Triple Crown. Jockey Paco Lopez earned his first Preakness victory as the 10-1 long shot held off a late charge from Iron Honor to secure the win at a $1.2 million payout. Chip Honcho finished third, and this year's race was held at Laurel Park while the traditional home of the race, Pimlico Racecourse, undergoes construction. And still to come on CTV News, Memorial Day weekend marks the start of the summer travel season for millions of holiday travelers.
After the break, we have tips if you plan to hit the road.
I do not have guns at home. I feel really safe and secure having a gun in the house.
Judge, my opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I respond to.
Communities must step up
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop a
normalizing.
bullet.
Our community must educate and push back against all that violence.
Every individual needs to be aware of what they can do to keep kids safe.
I completely disagree.
I'm not gonna listen to points that are completely ridiculous.
Point of inquiry. Do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries? Why are we fighting about this?
We have a serious problem in this country.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Knowledge is my superpower. I love nothing more than having community conversations where we go deep and share profoundly different perspectives. I studied peace and conflict resolution as a Rotary Peace Fellow, and the global network I gained is extraordinary. The skills that I learned enabled me to level up and have greater impact in my work. Rotary is this great connector. It makes something that might seem so far away, it brings it closer to you. You know, it doesn't matter if there's thousands of miles between us, if we can connect over common cause, we're already halfway there. What I admire most about my fellow Rotary members is their extraordinary heart and commitment to doing the hard work, driving and pushing change locally in their communities and globally. With Rotary, I have the power and reach to unite people across the globe to take action.
With the Memorial Day holiday quickly approaching, thousands of drivers are getting ready to hit the road. The Maryland Transportation Authority has what you need to know. If you're planning on taking the Bay Bridge, you're encouraged to stay on both sides of the bridge to keep the local roadways open for first responders. Officials also say if you're planning to travel, getting out the door sooner is your best bet. If you can beat the rush and hit the road Thursday, the best time to travel is before 10 a.m. and after 10 p.m. and before 8 a.m. or after 10 p.m. if you're heading out on Friday.
A local skincare expert is helping people get their skin summer ready as temperatures and humidity rise across the D.C. region. Lauren Moody, a board-certified nurse practitioner and licensed esthetician, is the owner of Luminaire Medical Aesthetic Spa in Largo, a Black-owned luxury medical spa focused on skincare services for both women and men. Moody says the region's humid summer climate can impact skin health, making proper skincare routines especially important this time of the year.
It's really important to have a skincare routine as well as do treatments that are changing with the season. So now that we're into the warmer months, sun protection, if I could say anything that is most important, it would be sun protection. At least using an SPF of 830 is very important. And I like a separate sunscreen than your moisturizer. A lot of people will say, well, my sunscreen comes in my moisturizer, or I have sunscreen in my makeup. But it's really important for that sunscreen to be on its own so that it can provide the maximum protection.
And for more information on services, you can visit luminairemedical.com.
And when you go outside during the summertime, one thing that irritates everyone is those mosquito bites. Well, unfortunately, bug bites will be on the rise again as the weather warms up. Entomologist Mike Rapp says the cold and snow over the winter didn't make any difference. As a matter of fact, he believes the cold weather did little to lower the number of lanternflies expected this summer. So you want to be on the lookout for ticks and other bugs that bite in the coming weeks. And we have some devastating news for crab lovers out there. The Chesapeake blue crab population has dropped by 50% over the past decade. A new study of the Bay's most valuable fishery points to multiple reasons for the downward trend, including invasive blue catfish or not enough young crabs surviving to produce another generation. A finalized report into the decline is still being finalized. The blue crab supply about 1/3 of all the crabs harvested nationally.
National Period Poverty Awareness Week shines a light on the growing need for access to menstrual products across the country. Take a look at what one organization is doing in the county to help bring awareness to the issue.
I don't think that people should have to choose between buying food and groceries or just buying your basic monthly necessities that are needed.
Last week, National Period Poverty Awareness Week shined a light on the millions of people who struggle to afford basic menstrual products. Health experts say 1 in 4 people with periods face period poverty, often forcing them to miss school, work, or daily activities, and certain communities are disproportionately affected.
Imagine that you regularly have a period, you regularly menstruate, and you don't have tampons or pads. That's incredibly stressful. In Maryland, 1.3 million women of reproductive age, so that's between the ages of 12 and 44, who live below the federal poverty level. And people who live below the federal poverty level are less likely to have access to be able to pay for period products.
In Prince George's County, United Communities Against Poverty is working to combat the issue by connecting residents with hygiene resources and products like pads, tampons, and liners. The Awareness Week also aims to break the stigma surrounding menstruation and promote access to period products as a basic necessity.
HB 588, which is a bill that we're trying to get passed through the Community Action Partnership, we want to make sure that there's no more stigma to being a lady, to being a young woman. And so I think that it's highly important that we highlight period poverty, hygiene poverty.
I hope we understand the beauty of menstruation, the necessity of menstruation, and that everybody should have access to menstrual healthcare products.
And United Communities Against Poverty in Capitol Heights is open Tuesdays, 8:30 a.m. until 3 p.m., and we'll have period products available for those who need it. The Prince George's County housing market rose 11% last month. In April, more than 1,800 homes were sold or under contract, which generated nearly $300 million in total sold dollar volume. Buyer demand, improved inventory, and strong home values has made Prince George's one of the region's and nation's most active and competitive markets. These advantages attract investors, businesses, and families seeking long-term opportunity and value.
To the gridiron we go. The 2026 Commander schedule has been released, and the start of the season will be anything but easy. The Burgundy and Gold will start the season with back-to-back division rivalry games against the Eagles and the Cowboys. Washington split last season with Philly winning the season finale 24-17, but got swept by Dallas in both meetings. The schedule also features a Week 4 international game against the Indianapolis Colts. Washington also has 4 primetime games on the schedule. And speaking of sports, you don't want to go anywhere because Simon Buggs is back with, you know what, that Monday Sports Page.
Yep, that's right. And I hear we have some exciting recaps from over the weekend. What's going on, Simon?
Stay tuned for your Monday Sports Page, guys, as I have a recap for you on the high school playoff matchups from over the weekend. And the NBA's MVP award was announced yesterday. Find out who took home the trophy when we come back.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned, so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
James was diagnosed at 3 months old with neuroblastoma. We went from thinking we had a healthy little boy to all of a sudden we had this super serious cancer. It was heartbreaking. He had chemotherapy until he was just under a year old. And at that point, he was in remission.
Went that way for a year and then relapsed February of 2023. And here we are finishing up treatment, hopefully.
The research is extremely important, and anything we can do to support research and find more cures is worth it.
Knowing that it's contributing something like one more piece of the puzzle to curing this horrible disease. We all want the same thing. We all want our children to live and have long, meaningful lives.
Hey there, sports fans. Hope you all had a good weekend. It's time for your Monday Sports Page. We start off with some news from the high school sports world as the playoffs rolled on over the weekend. And on the softball side, the Sarasville Lady Hornets were sent packing by Middletown High School after being shut out 21-0, and Flowers got crushed by Richard Montgomery by a score of 21-1. And for baseball, Frederick Douglass' season came to a close after losing to C. Milton Wright 24-0, and the comeback kids in Duval High School couldn't come back against Delaney, losing 16-2 to the Lions. And with those losses, there are officially no more Prince George's County teams left standing in this year's baseball, softball, and lacrosse state playoffs. Meanwhile, listen up, Terps football fans, because the team's backfield just got a little bit deeper as former Temple running back Therese Worthy committed to the Terps. For the Owls back in 2024, the Salisbury, Maryland native was a versatile threat for the Owls, recording 480 rushing as well as receiving yards for the team before stepping away for the 2025 season due to personal reasons. The senior also showed off his skill as the team's kick return specialist and averaged 39 yards in his 23 return attempts. Worthy will certainly look to help a Terps backfield that ranked last in the conference this past season in rushing yards with 1,252 and only 305 rushing attempts. And in NBA news, the league's MVP was announced yesterday, and Oklahoma City Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander took home the honors for the second season in a row. SGA was hooping this season, y'all, as the Canada native averaged 31 points per game, which was second in the league, while also shooting an absurd 55% from the field. He also recorded a career-high in assists with almost 7 a game, all while leading OKC to the NBA's best record for the second season in a row at 64-18. Alexander is the fifth active player to be named MVP in consecutive seasons. SGA and the rest of the team will be in action next against another MVP candidate in Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, which begins tonight at 8:30. And wrapping up sports, the Baltimore Orioles got the win against the Washington Nationals yesterday, beating them 7-3. Now, Washington got the best of the Birds in the series overall, winning 2-1. Baltimore's next opponent will be the Tampa Bay Rays tonight at 6:40. While Washington will take the diamond again against the New York Mets tonight at 6:45. And that wraps up your Monday Sports Page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
All right, thanks, Simon. Now we're going to take a look at our 3-day weather forecast. If you like the heat, you're going to enjoy the next couple of days because a big temperature drop is on the way by Thursday. Tonight stays mostly clear with a low around 71. Tuesday brings plenty of sunshine and summer-like heat with highs near 95. Wednesday stays hot near 94, but we can see showers and thunderstorms develop after 5 p.m. Then Thursday looks much cooler and wetter with cloudy skies, likely showers through the afternoon, and highs only reaching the upper 60s.
And now for our community calendar, Prince George's County is getting ready to celebrate America's 250th birthday with a big community block party. We the People, Prince George's 250 block party is happening Saturday, May 30th from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the Bowie Center for the Performing Arts. Enjoy live music, film screenings, panel discussions, games, food, and more. It will highlight the county's history, culture, and community spirit as part of the nation's semi-quincentennial celebration. For more information, visit pgc250.org. And do you have a story to tell? You can reach out to our CTV News tip line.
Just give us a call at 301-386-4085, or you can send an email to ctvnews@pgctv.org. As always, we look forward to hearing directly from you.
That wraps up our time for CTV News. Thanks so much for joining us.
We're going to see you again tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.